On April 14th, 2022, without warning, all of a sudden, Insteon services stopped working. The hubs turned red, you couldn't get in on your app anymore, it was gone. The company went out of business. Aww. Then on June 7th, just 4 weeks later, suddenly, without warning, all of the hubs, the lights turned green on them and the services were suddenly available again. Now, in that 8-week period, we had no idea what was happening with Insteon. We didn't know if somebody would ever buy the technology and we'd ever be able to get another Insteon device. So I made several videos looking at alternative solutions that allow me to continue to use my Insteon investment, but move on to something else. Now, the number one question on some of those videos is, Chris, what are you gonna do now that Insteon is back on? Are you just gonna re-enable your Insteon services and start using that app all over again? Or are you going to do something else? So that's the question that I'm going to answer in today's video, coming up.
On the third day after the resurrection, emails were sent to registered users and a blog post appeared on Insteon.com entitled "A New Day for Insteon." The message said that the Insteon brand had been acquired by a small group of passionate Insteon users who are committed to responsibly rebuilding the Insteon business while being as transparent as possible in everything they do. The message was sent by Ken Fairbanks with the title of CEO, Insteon Technologies. So the first question in my mind was, who is this guy and how can we have confidence in his ability to right the ship? Well, I looked up Mr. Fairbanks on LinkedIn. The first thing I noticed was the company name Insteon Technologies LLC, which means they bought the Insteon brand and patents, but not the entire Smart Labs company. Fairbanks graduated from Cal Poly in 1978 and began his professional career at Hewlett-Packard in 1979, so I'm guessing he's around 65 years old at this point. A little late in life to begin a new career, in my opinion, but he's obviously passionate about this technology. I also noticed he was the VP and General Manager at Smart Labs from 2004 to 2007. I was very happy to see that experience, although it was 15 years ago and Insteon was in its infancy back then. As for transparency, Mr. Fairbanks is getting an A+ at this point because his communications have been great so far. Don't concern yourself with the exact status of this message because I'm sure it's already changed by the time you see this. But as of this recording, they haven't said what products they plan to manufacture versus discontinue and when. Remember their statement about responsibly rebuilding the Insteon business? Here's what I said when Smart Labs went belly up in April.
I didn't pay Insteon a monthly fee for the use of their servers. As sales began to slow down, that meant they were losing money because they still had to pay for all those servers and the people to support them. Guess what? That's not a sustainable business model.
Well, they must have watched my video because their first priority was to create a revenue stream that will prevent the servers from being shut off again. You know what that means. A new subscription fee. If you want to continue using the Insteon Hub, app, and voice integrations, you need to purchase an annual subscription for $39.95 or a 2-year subscription for $69.95. Nobody likes fees, but it comes out to about $3 a month, and that's not bad. For comparison, Home Assistant cloud connectivity costs $65 every year. Insteon's FAQ says they haven't set a date on when non-subscribers will get blocked, but I expect it to be soon. It also says smarthome.com was sold as an independent asset, probably for a lot of money because it's a really awesome domain name, but it's no longer associated with the Insteon brand. You'll have to buy Insteon directly from their website or other partners that they name in the future. But the good news is they're still showing the entire lineup of products on Insteon.com, although everything is currently listed as temporarily out of stock at this point.
So the big question on everybody's mind is, what am I going to do? Am I going to sign up for the Insteon services and activate my hub again? Well, I actually have come to like my HomeSeer implementation. This hub works with my Insteon hub, so I didn't need to do anything special. And I made videos on how to hook that up and integrate it. But it allows me not only to communicate with Insteon, but I also have Z-Wave devices in my house now, as well as Zigbee. So I'm really device agnostic. Whatever kind of protocol anybody can throw at me, I can use it. If I want to go to Lutron or if I want to go to some other standard, whatever I want to add into my house will work with HomeSeer. They have plugins for everything, almost everything. you know what I mean.
One more quick note is that HomeSeer provides all the scheduling, remote access, and voice control of my Insteon devices without paying any fees. You can see the light on my hub is still red, and that's because I've blocked internet access to this device in my router. That way it's impossible for the new Insteon company to push any kind of firmware updates that might mess with my setup or force me to pay their subscription.
So I'm very happy with that. I'll put links to those videos down in the description below. I really want to hear from you. What have you decided to do? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Are you signing up for the Insteon services and just committed to staying 100% Insteon? Or are you kind of in a hybrid situation like I am? And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.